And greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Coming at you today again with some insanity. And I want to remind everybody, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. We've got the PayPal link down there for anybody that wants to share some love, and the StreamYard link is down there for anybody who wants to join the panel. How you doing, Dane John?
Doing good, Keith. Thanks for
Good,
having
good.
me on.
Absolutely, anytime.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's I mean, we're so indoctrinated by the time we get a PhD that they give you a doctorate. So I'm glad I didn't go for that. I dropped out of college after a year.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, doctor actually stands for teacher as well. You know, when we start looking at synonyms and stuff, and I might do that. I haven't got anything for scheduled for 6 o'clock today, so I might do that. I might just sit there and start pulling up some synonyms to show you people how insane it is when we look at all the synonyms and what connects what in reality. So maybe we'll do that. But in the meantime, I've got a bunch of insane clips to round it up again, and we're going to start off with one. It's kind of a sad one, but it goes to show you that these people are certainly going way out of bounds, not just in their activities against supposed criminals and shooting them in the back and stuff, but when they're in chases and stuff and they get in these horrific accidents. There's absolutely no reason to be going as fast as some of these guys do. And it's just amazing that they think they can continue to get away with it. So let's take a look at some insanity in these clips.
Well, charges have been filed against a Luna County Sheriff's Corporal after he crashed into a car carrying a mother and her 14-month-old son. The mother survived, but the baby was killed. News 13's Jessica Garatay has the parents' reaction to the newly filed charges.
Wyatt and I were headed home the day of the crash. I didn't know this would be the last car ride with my little boy. I didn't know this would be the last time I saw him alive.
It's the worst feeling in the world when you hug your child for the last time and they're ice cold.
The parents of Wyatt Franzoy talk about the day their 14-month-old son died nearly 6 months ago after Luna County Sheriff's Corporal Paul Garcia T-boned the family's car.
Deputy Garcia's conduct changed dozens of lives forever, none more so than Wyatt's parents, Isabella and William.
Back in November, Corporal...
See, the point here is they insist that they got to uphold your rights to the utmost degree, that they're going to run down the streets in these massive vehicles and chase people down while posing that they're protecting the community, while at the same time being that very danger to the community. How do you balance that out in your heart when things like this happen? How can you sleep at night thinking that you've been posing all your life, that you're serving the community, that you're upholding the safety of the public and their concern, and yet they're the ones that you're killing and injuring and harming? How can you sleep?
Garcia and an officer in training were responding to a robbery call in Deming and speeding down Highway 11.
So it's like the protesters sitting in the middle of the roadway and violating everybody else's rights of travel. Just because you're trying to enforce somebody else's right of safety doesn't mean you put the safety of everybody else along that path in danger. That's just a fucking ironic idiocy of what we think is safety.
Going 130 miles per hour.
I never saw the sheriff's car speeding behind us. I remember slowing down before the intersection and turning on my blinker, and then my life changed forever.
A police report states Corporal Garcia moved into the opposing lane as Hernandez turned, hitting her car at 99 miles
excuse me, 99 miles an hour. What makes you think that it's so imperative to uphold somebody else's right that you're willing to violate everybody else's right along the way? What makes it so worth destroying the very principle of safety of the public? I don't get it. I don't get it. Greetings, Ramon. How you doing tonight?
Good, Chaplain. How are you doing, man?
Good, good.
Right on. Yeah, dude. Forgive me if I botched this maxim of law, but equality under the law is paramount. And
Absolutely.
these fuckers out here just truly believe that they're above it all.
Absolutely. And that's the whole point of doing these insane clips. When we have Karens out there, we just had some social worker at our door today wanting to make a complaint about what was it? Yelling as if though it's some kind of
Public
spousal.
disturbance? Oh,
Well, if it was public disturbance, it'd been the police. But because they wanted to complain about some kind of spousal abuse, it would be a third party unknown that they can't oh no, we can't tell you who they are, but we're going to get all your information. Oh, so you're going to hide them, the one that's, quote, making the accusation. Fuck you, get the fuck out, and if you have anything, then take us to court. Guess what? You'd have to have a corporate entity to take to that court. You don't even know how to take me to court. And then yet you want to complain about some kind of verbal spousal abuse. You can talk to my companion. She has this complaint that she used to mouth out about, well, do you talk to everybody else like that? The fucking right I do. She just had to hear me get onto the phone this morning again with the city clerk and the district attorney's office and do the same fucking thing to them. See, I'm not gonna let anybody push me around anymore. You don't like my fucking language, then fuck you. You better start fucking paying attention to what the truth and reality of life is instead of just doing your job. Because when I do find that surety company and I am successful in pushing that claim, you're the one that's going to be without a job thinking you need a job. I quit all that 8 years ago because I know different. I'm tired of the fucking idiocy, people. And this is what we're talking about. Who the fuck do these people think they are, Ramon? Really?
That's a heavy question that needs answered. I mean, we need answers. That at this point in life, we are demanding answers, and unfortunately, they're coming out, in their meetings more and more nowadays with how to combat sovereign citizens, how to combat anybody that questions the status quo. With more force, it's always with more force.
Yep. What's that, John?
I said the cops are the sovereign citizens.
Yeah, they're the ones. According to the Office of Inspector General of the of HUD, they're the ones that follow the statutes, codes, rules, regulations, Constitution, UCC, and the scriptures. See, they're the ones that pose they're Christians and follow the scripture and all that. So the OIG of the of HUD is actually naming them, all those people. I don't follow the scriptures. I'm not a Christian. I'm not Catholic, despite the fact that I know those scriptures, and I'm now getting to know the scriptures of Islam as well as the regular thing that I already had a base foundation of, which is Judaism. And everybody wants to think about Jesuits. Those aren't the same people, and I don't know where people are getting their education from, but it seems to believe they do nothing but believe everybody else, and that's the confluence of all these beliefs that make you sound like you're babbling. I'm a Christian. I'm a Jesuit. I'm a Jewish. I'm a United States citizen. I'm tired of it. The information is out there to show you how to discern that information for yourself. But most people don't want to look it up. They want to listen to this guy explain how they're a Jesuit. Okay, I'm a Jesuit. They want to listen to this guy explain how they're a Presbyterian. Okay, I'm a Presbyterian Jesuit. I'm a Presbyterian Jesuit United States citizen resident. It's fucking ignorant.
It's there's going to come a point in time where you're really going to start putting the scrutiny on these people because, yeah, we're all just getting really sick of this tyrannical government. And it's not that we're anti-government, but the people behind them that are pulling the strings, just making everybody's day hell. Now,
Exactly.
it's really gonna suck for them when they really start losing their jobs over the smallest fucking thing and really having to come to grasp that they're gonna have to actually go out and find a job
Well,
that's not in the public sector.
yeah, it's going to come down to the point where anybody that wants to get a job, they're going to have to know exactly what that job is. Otherwise, their entire life is at risk. If you're going to go get a job, even if it's McDonald's, you better understand your life is at risk if you don't know what you're doing in that restaurant. You don't know what you're doing with the paperwork, your life is at risk. You do one thing wrong in that restaurant that the restaurant owner doesn't like, it doesn't matter what kind of contract you have. He's going to call the police, and the police are going to come take care of you. And again, your life is at risk. And it's not because it's a police officer. It's because these police officers don't know the law, and they're doing it just to have a job. It's getting sickening, and we the people have to start speaking up. And like I told these people this morning, I contacted the city clerk well over a week and a half ago about the surety company. Still hasn't gotten back to me. Same with the DA. Spoke to the DA a couple weeks back, just after my first appointment with the mayor. And not the DA, but the assistant DA. And they told me I needed to set up an appointment with the DA to go over this power of attorney in relations to the probate estate. When I call them this morning, they say, well, we don't have anything to do with probate estates. The fuck you don't. Don't sit there and try to keep fucking pandering to me as if though I don't know what the fuck's going on. When, in fact, I'm the one that spoke to you a week and a half ago, and you told me to set up an appointment with the DA to discuss that because I needed to show him the power of attorney. Now you're telling me you don't deal with that. The fuck you don't. You're the motherfuckers entering all this shit in these courts. Fucking play me like I'm fucking stupid and don't know what happened when I was firsthand there. Gonna play like I don't know what was said. The fuck I don't. You specifically told me I need a power of attorney from her so we can discuss that probate situation with you. And now you're gonna tell me you don't have anything to do with probate. You fucking lying heathens.
They're going to continue putting up smoke screens until they can go back to their manual to learn their job to address you accordingly.
And play your fucking games with me. And like I said, my companion asked, do you speak to other people like this? The fuck I do. She doesn't like it. She can tell me to get the fuck out. Ain't no one else in this fucking world going to protect her in her situation like I do. People complain all the time. Oh, you're just living off of her in her retirement. Really? What about all these bills and shit that come through the mail and none of them get paid according to third-party debt collectors? Huh? How come that kind of shit comes in and she's not paying those? That isn't support? Helping fix it isn't helping fix the financial record? That isn't a support system? I'm living off of her? Come on.
Are you telling me that there's a third-party intervener trying to get in between you and a contract?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. See, they don't understand that, Ramon. This is our covenant with our Father which art in heaven, and we have the right to express our living will by the living word of the living God that we are. You can't do that. The fuck we can't. That's what your scripture says. Fucking amazing.
Per hour.
Unfortunately, there was an alleged glitch with Officer Garcia's dash cam video, making the footage of the actual impact unavailable.
A glitch. I'm sure. It is feasible, but we hear about them glitches all the time where all of a sudden footage isn't available.
Candace suffered from numerous injuries, but her baby boy didn't survive.
It's not fair. This Luna County officer gets to go home to his son. Meanwhile, if I want to see mine, I have to go to the cemetery. I visit Wyatt often, and I usually go when they're about to close so I can read him his bedtime stories just like before.
I still have the dirty diapers and bottles from that day before he was killed, because I just can't seem to let go of anything.
Corporal Garcia's case was sent to the Alamogordo DA's office, who filed charges for homicide by vehicle and great bodily injury by vehicle yesterday. Wyatt's
99 fucking miles an hour, folks. Why?
parents are demanding justice.
My first and only son was taken from our family because of a reckless and dangerous driver, only 2 months after his first birthday. He didn't even make it to his second Christmas. I pray that no parent ever has to know the pain of returning Christmas gifts that were never put under the tree.
Jessica Goddard,
Good Lord.
KRQE News 13.
Yep. It's amazing that these people think that the law doesn't apply to them and that they're experts so they can do 100, 120 mile an hour and not be liable. The fuck you can.
Yeah. Oh, he was only this many months old. Oh, that should only be $5,000. Ha ha ha.
Yep.
The city will pay it out. Ha ha ha. It's like that last video that you had posted when the police officer ran over that. What was she? She was like 17 years old. Oh, that'd be $10,000. Ha. We'll just laugh it off.
Yeah, and it's sickening. That's their attitude, and I'm tired of it. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. Period. That's why I put my foot down and said, no, you're going to start taking care of business like you're supposed to, because you haven't been doing it like you're supposed to. And the people aren't getting what they're paying for in through those tax systems. Particularly when we find out that you're robbing, raping, and pillaging all of their estates. It's going to stop.
And Keith, can we demand like the prosecution's commercial indemnity bond be produced in court? Wouldn't that be like damaging to them?
You don't want to go to court with this stuff again. You're going to go after the surety company. Your surety company is the one that's required to investigate, not the police. See, that's another thing. I told the lady I spoke to at the city office this morning, trying to get a hold of the city clerk about the surety company. I need the surety company's exact name so I can contact them and file a claim. In so doing, I need Officer Lindeman and Bram's surety number so I can connect it with that complaint. These people don't understand that that's the complaint system. So instead of giving me the bond number and stuff, she says, well, that sounds like you need to talk to the police chief about it. No, that's the problem. Everybody keeps telling everybody you need to check. Well, if the police did something wrong, you need to go to the police and complain to the police about it. If the courts did something wrong, you need to go to the courts and complain to the courts about it. If the attorney did something wrong, you need to go to the attorney and complain to the attorney about it. No, I'm giving notice to everybody. I know I'm not supposed to go to you. I'm giving you notice of what's wrong. I'm giving you opportunity to cure what's wrong before I go make that claim. I'm not coming with idle threats in a venue that doesn't apply to me.
This sounds like non-performance all around.
Absolutely. That's what I told him. I said, I'm tired of you people ignoring me. I'm going to go after the surety bond because you have an obligation to me. We, the people, the obligee. And if you keep ignoring me, that is your problem. You evidently don't understand the capacity of just doing your job is a public service of the public trust, of which you have basic obligations of that public service. Don't even know it? I guess that's too bad. You better go find you a job at McDonald's. Ain't gonna be at my expense anymore. Nor my companions.
Neither. They, them.
What?
That's their pronoun?
Okay, so how many were there?
Oh my God.
Let's start
one, you
this
idiot.
over.
They went that way.
Okay, male or female?
Neither. They, them.
What?
That's their pronoun?
Okay, so how many were there?
Oh my God, one, you idiot. They're non-binary.
So does non-binary have a hole or a pole? We just need to clarify.
They who? Who them? Where what? Who's who? Who's who? They, them, or who?
We're having pronoun trouble again. Were they white?
No.
Were they black?
No, colour doesn't matter, you bigot.
Were they fat?
That's body shaming. Sorry.
What do they look like?
A human. That's who you're getting from me, you pig.
Okay, witness says we're looking for an angry, BO-smelling, pink-haired dog with a nose ring over.
They went that way.
Okay.
Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, literally, that's the insanity we're living in today. It's not funny anymore. I don't think it is at all. These people honestly think that we have to relate to them like this. No, we've let the insanity go on so long that it's permeated into public culture around the world. This isn't just localized. This is a mass scale around the world, people. These people need to be locked up. They need to be educated. How can it be that you're 60 years old professing that your vagina proves that you're a man? It's fucking insane.
He's a hothead and he'll kill somebody. That's what you need to tell me. Man, God, I wish you guys wouldn't have recorded that.
Utica, Michigan police officers respond to a 911 call from a man claiming that a group of people had been filming him without permission.
We'll wait till we find out.
That's all right. I got a camera on you too.
I don't have to answer the question. Yes, you do. You're a public servant.
Yeah,
And you're
my
an
God,
arrogant
yeah,
son.
he is an arrogant little piggo. Egotistical. He's picking though. That's for sure.
I'm not answering.
Oh, okay. You don't have a reason.
answer
You don't,
I don't answer your questions either. You must think I'm stupid.
you are. You don't prove how stupid he
Boy,
is.
you guys are brilliant. Sorry, but this little check. He's a
Sergeant.
check. Freedom of speech. You, this is freedom of speech too.
Right.
You're under arrest.
Tell me the guy's name of badge numbers.
Hey, y'all are pushing me around, guys.
I think when you smacked my phone out of my hand, that might have been inappropriate.
Come for it. Come, have a good day. My job before. Come for it. Come.
Hey.
God. You need to talk to the mayor about getting me out.
You need to talk to the mayor about getting me out of this fucking job. Why don't you just quit? It would do everybody a bit of good. These are not the kind of people that are supposed to be protecting the community. They're actually going out and harassing the community. 95% of the time, when they stop you, they ain't supposed to be stopping you. You're not part of that official assignment under that Social Security Administration, which is what the presumption is. You're acting in a legal capacity. You're driving. No, you're not. Just because you happen to be in a car with your hands on the steering wheel, foot on the gas and brake, and that sucker's running, doesn't mean you are in a commercial capacity known as driving. You don't have passengers that paid for the ride if it's your mother and your brother going on the way to a family get together or something. That's not driving. That's not a commercial activity. And those gifts in the back, those aren't products that you're delivering to a customer.
How about you on the bike, Keith? I like that.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I would love to get a hold of the Hell's Angels and stuff and explain this to them. You know, who's going to stop them then, huh?
Well, I meant when you were a kid, when you were delivering newspapers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, they stopped me on my bike going downhill over 30 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. Told me I was speeding.
Oh, what? Holy shit.
Fucking amazing.
And it's because of reasons like this that I've decided to slowly work my way into building a trust, a private trust, and just operating from an office. It's like, all right, well, apparently you guys are wanting a contract. What contract? You're not going to like my terms and conditions.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to impress upon people. If it's all contracts, learn how to contract. And when you learn how to contract so they don't want to contract with you, guess what? They're going to leave you alone. They're still going to have to contract with you because that's your remedy. Is a private third-party contract as beneficiary, qualifying indemnification so that you get your public accommodation but are not held liable.
Yes, sir.
This woman's walking to her train to take her to work in Chicago, and these dudes jump out of the car and point guns at her and demand all her property. If you go, sped this up for the sake of time, because for 2 minutes, they are going to smack her around and take all her property. And if you go read the news story that I've linked in the description, literally just about 3 months ago, she became a United States citizen. She was trying to get to work, and nobody is going to come and help her, and they are going to steal all her stuff. And as they run off, watch what happens. She sees a Chicago Transit Authority bus.
This is pathetic. They have a duty to the public, and yet their policy tells them to deny that duty to the public because she's in the middle of the block instead of at the bus stop. I mean, God, she's obviously screaming out for help, and people will ignore her.
Is coming her way, so she waves it down, but he will not stop for her at all. There is apparently a rule that he's only allowed to stop at actual stops. He can't stop and pick passengers up otherwise. There's a couple of private citizens that go by the other way. They clearly didn't see anything. She waves them down. They're not going to help her either. So
check this out. You think it was bad.
She goes back to try to pick her stuff up, and then these guys come back. And the reason that they come back is that her phone was locked. And so they are going to get out to get her to unlock her phone. This woman's walking to her.
When is it that people are going to start standing up and helping their neighbors? When is it when instead of standing there with the phone and recording somebody with their knee on another man's neck, are you going to drop the phone and kick that motherfucker in his goddamn melon?
This cop detained a guy for no lawful reason. The cop seemed clueless about the law, so the guy had to educate him.
You're not allowed to be in this area.
This is a public parking lot. You're wrong.
It's not. You're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm telling you. That's his authority. I'm telling you. Look at the guy's face. He honestly believes, simply because he's telling him, that he has authority. This is the last person you need as police enforcement.
Do that.
So then maybe you're having a hard time listening. You walk over here where you're allowed to be,
I'm
or we
gonna,
can have an issue.
Say what?
I think that was just the
unless
guy.
you have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime. I'm about to commit a crime. Reasonable, articulable. Did you learn that in training?
This is what I mean. This guy is so fucking clueless.
Or no? Okay. So reasonable, you don't use that over here?
We don't use that phrase.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion.
I never heard those two words used.
Never heard those two words used together.
Wow, that's kind of scary.
I'm just saying.
It's very important to your job because you can't do anything without that, without reasonable, articulable suspicion.
You're sadly mistaken.
Okay, why don't we get a supervisor out here? This guy told me I was being detained. You can't detain me for no reason. As a sergeant, you should know that your officer here didn't know. He said he's never heard of it.
No, what I said was I never heard the way you described it. First of all,
reasonable, articulable suspicion. You said you didn't know what that was.
No, as far as how we conduct business, we don't conduct business.
You just go to random people.
We don't conduct business. See, they don't even understand what they're saying. I do. They're conducting business. Otherwise, they'd be investigating, right? See? You got to learn how to catch them in their words and stuff, because that's exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what's going on. It's all business. 99 mile an hour.
This cop did.
Fucking pathetic.
Not everybody is video recording. So, I mean, it's kind of.
Well, I mean, it's a constitutionally protected activity. Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, I'm not just.
Yeah.
When I got you standing outside of the judge's office, you're standing there with your video camera in this window.
Yeah, from public.
Not in there though.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm in
but you're
public.
videoing what's going on in there.
We're right. You know what the plain view doctrine is? I'm assuming you do as a law enforcement, right?
Yeah, I do. So if you know what the plain view doctrine is, what the fuck are you doing? Obviously, you're trying to violate somebody's rights.
Anything I can see from public, you can't trespass the eyes. Yeah.
Okay.
It works. I mean, it doesn't apply to me, but it's the same theory.
I understand.
Yeah.
I need you to go back down and talk to Sergeant Applewhite.
Oh, we've already talked to him.
Okay, but I just spoke with him on the phone. He assumed that y'all were going downstairs to the basement to view records.
That's the problem when you assume, again, by not listening to the language, these guys went in and told them they were going to take a tour of the building. So in taking a tour of the building, how do you assume that they're just going downstairs?
Well, that was part of the tour, yeah.
Okay, but he wanted out that y'all are up here. He needs to go down.
Yeah, as soon as I finish the rest of the tour.
Okay, well, then please finish the rest of the
Yeah, absolutely.
So
okay, please finish the rest of the tour. Oh, okay, so I'm free to go. Yes. Okay, so I'm free to stay. I'm free to finish my tour.
You can go talk to him, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as soon as we finish the rest of the tour. So I'm still. I mean, are we done or?
Yeah, we're
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See? These people are
And
total
if you read
idiots.
Genesis 1:29.
These people are total idiots when it comes to the law and what they are saying themselves. Like that man said, he said you were on a tour and he assumed that you meant just the basement. Well, he shouldn't assume things like that, should he? That's where you get into trouble.
And then if you read Genesis 1:29, it tells you what the food is. I have given you every fruit-bearing seed to have as food. And then if you go in the back of the Bible, Revelations, the last book, you read Revelations 22:2, it says, I have given you every leaf to be used to heal the nations. So the leaves are to be used to heal the nation. What are the leaves? The herbs. So he told you what the food was.
Plants and
When our people were obedient, not in a famine, not killing each other. Told you what
Fruits, nuts, berries, roots, and leaves.
What the food was. And then Revelations is about now you have been disobedient and you've caused all this dis-ease in your body. I'm going to tell you what's going to heal you. It's up to you to take that choice. So that's.
You have to make that choice. Just like in making your choice in the diet and healing yourself. You have to heal your own rights and liberties. You have to learn about them so you can uphold them. Quit listening to all this fucking insanity as these people go around babbling. Well, he assumed you were just going to the basement. Well, he didn't listen then because I didn't babble and I was very succinct when I said I was going on a tour of the building.
That's why I do my detox. That's why my detox is all herbal, because herbs do that. They pull heavy metals out the body. And then if you read Genesis.
The herbs, like you said, will pull the heavy metals out of your body. Just like I've said before, we discussed the cell salts the other day and how they help with your cell wall structures. If you guys don't learn this stuff, you'll never be able to be fit and capable in your older years. You're going to wither up and die away quickly. You're going to be dependent upon somebody to wipe your ass and everything.
You're not allowed to be in this area. You have any business here?
I do have business here, yeah.
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you that.
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you. Hey, whoa.
What's your business?
See, that's that same guy we just saw a minute ago. This is, I think, at the beginning of it. And he's talking about what's your business here. I don't have any business here. I'm here as a stranger and sojourner with my Father which art in heaven. Are you trying to fuck with him?
Do you believe in God?
No.
So you're an atheist?
You're not allowed to be in this area. You have any business here?
I do have business here, yeah.
What's your business?
I don't have to tell you that.
What's your business?
See, that's one of the problems that I have with auditors. Yeah, I do have business here. I don't have to tell you that. If you're on the up and up, be up and up with them. I don't have any business here. In fact, The real business here is you, and I'm here to investigate with our Father which art in heaven, so I can rightly divide the word of truth. As you sit here and claim that you need to know what my business is. I don't have a business. I'm not a United States citizen, and I'm not a resident.
Business.
I don't have to. Hey, whoa.
What's your business?
Just relax, man. It's not that big of a deal.
No, it is a big deal because you're not allowed to be in this area. This is for authorized personnel only.
That's
so
not.
If you'd like to go in the lot.
That's not true.
Authorized persons only. Well, I don't have any persons on me. I don't carry ID. I don't carry persons. If anybody carries anybody, it would be our Father which art in heaven carries me when I get weak. But I'm pretty fit and firm right now. You see me standing right before you in my own 2 feet. Let's get this shit fucking right, people.
There's no sign saying authorized personnel only. So.
No, I'm telling you that. So you can go into the
No,
parking
you
lot.
can't just.
So now he's telling you that. Now, see again, he's authorized to do so because he's telling you. No sign or nothing. Well, it doesn't need to have a sign. I'm telling you, that's the law. See how insane these motherfuckers are? He looks all of 28 years old.
This is a public parking lot. So what happens is C.O.W.A.R.D.S, is that how I say that?
This is a public parking lot. No, it's not. No, it's not. Excuse me? There's no signs that say authorized personnel only. You just admitted that. So by that alone, it is a public lot. And just by you saying, no, it's not, again, you are not the maker of the law. You can't just go around making shit up. Come on, people.
This is a public parking lot. Yeah, because it's funded by taxpayer.
It's not.
You're wrong.
It's not. You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Listen, buddy, we can go take a walk over here and you can go stand over there. We can have this conversation.
You could take a walk over there if you'd like. There is no signs deeming this a restricted area.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't just deem an area restricted that's open to the public.
So then maybe you're having a hard time listening. Okay? That's what the issue could be here.
No.
So maybe you're having a hard time listening here. Maybe that's what could be the issue here. No, you're the one having a hard time. You're the one that's not listening. Your ego is in the way. You think you're the law. These are the jackboot thugs that need a jackboot jacked right up their ass.
Right. There would be no controversy. There would be no controversy here, officer, if you weren't here.
Exactly. Fucking amazing.
And how could those under contract command those that are not under?
Exactly. That's what these people don't understand. They think they have authority over the people. They don't. They are obligated to the people because of the fact that they're in contract of public service, which is a public trust. There's a basic obligation. None of these people evidently understand that. Go ahead, sister.
Greetings, brother. How are you?
Good.
Good. I put a link in there, and I know you haven't seen it before, but this is exactly what I was expressing to you. It's part of what you're showing tonight. I'm giving you permission.
Okay. Well, I'll look at it first before we go showing it.
Okay.
So, all right.
And this is another thing, man. It's that I wanted to take my boys to a park late in the evening. We just had some spare time. The sun was still setting, and we get approached by some guys in costume. They're like, "Hey, the park is closed." It's like, really though? Like, do you guys really own the park? You're gonna tell me that I've got to leave the park because of certain hours?
Yeah.
It's just I'm like, well, do you guys own the park? No. The city does. All right. Well, how does the city get its funds? Taxpayers. Well, I buy groceries and I buy fuel. I suppose I pay taxes, so technically I own the park, right?
Absolutely.
Well, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah. So I guess if I don't own the park and I'm not paying for the park, you must own the park. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You just got to, like I said, I'm having a frustrating day myself with the city clerk, the district attorney, the DHS coming in wanting to talk to my companion and stuff, and it's just amazing how people can get butthurt, but not even know that they, or not even understand that they don't know the law and how it actually works. They've been indoctrinated into acting in a personal capacity all their life, and they won't come out of that. They will insist that in order to do anything in life, you need an ID. Sad. Now this is a sick one. This is the epitome.
White people will bomb you. You know that. Know that. Know that. You are very racist people.
I'm not white, but I don't.
White people will bomb you because they are very racist. This is a police officer proving her own racist ideals. How the fuck is she even working for them? Particularly being of melanated color, if everybody else is professing that it's a white issue. Come the fuck on.
I think all white people are racist.
And they're threatening to kill us.
Horrible.
That's what I want you to hear.
I said it's horrible, man.
Excuse me, I'd like to file a complaint. Why don't you want to talk about the mayor and your police chief violating people's rights?
We're not talking about the mayor. We're talking about how white people are calling up here.
But why don't you want to talk about the mayor?
Talk about white people calling.
Talk about the mayor.
Racist.
You said that all white people bomb people. You're racist. You're the only person who made a racist comment here today. You are the only person who made a racist comment here today. But at the end of the day, you don't want to talk about your police chief being an ignorant fool. He's an ignorant fool.
I've not called you out of your name, but I have to be a fool.
I said your police chief's an ignorant fool. And you get to call me out. You called me a racist.
White people will bomb.
Yeah. She's a fool, but doesn't want to mention the fact that she said he was a racist. It's fucking sick. These people are in their egos and they think they have authority. And until you stand up and put a stop to it yourself, they will continue to do what they're doing. I urge you to start standing up.
Some breaking news. You get to hear it first. Do you remember this case? This is some breaking news. You get to hear it first. Do you remember this case, the family court judge search case? Well, now it's over for good.
Hey guys, I need you off my property, please. Hey, you ain't allowed on my property. The only ones allowed right now is the judge and the deputy. Step off the property.
Yeah.
Step off the property. I need a search warrant. You won't get in my house without a search warrant.
Oh, yeah, I will. Are you recording this?
Yes, ma'am.
Take his phone.
Are you recording this? Yes, I am. Take his phone. See, these people have the audacity to think they have absolute control over everybody and anybody. We've let this shit go on way too fucking long.
Judges do not search houses. Judges do not search anything. Well, it's time once again to celebrate in the traditional fashion, because I'll tell you exactly what happened and how it went down. But we have now settled this case. The defendants have agreed to pay my client $200,000 in order to avoid going to trial.
We won because we weren't one. We are the people. Freedom is scary, but not free.
This guy was recording everyday activities in public park for documenting purposes. But then this cop showed up and asked him to identify himself for no reason. When the guy refused, the cop became clearly aggravated.
I'm going to tell you why I was called here today.
All right.
There were some young females dancing or doing something of the like.
Young females dancing or doing something of the like. Young females.
In the park, and you were called in for suspicious activity, recording them. And here you are still recording something. Now you're recording me. So
on a side note, here are the young females he's referring to.
These women are at least 60, 65, 70 fucking years old. That's a fucking shame. That you can grow up this fucking old and still believe that you have the right to interfere with everybody else's right to express and record in order so they can express simply because you're fucking ugly old ass. Fucking pathetic.
I just told you why I was called here. You.
Am I detained?
How about you tell me your name?
Am I detained?
Okay.
You're obligated to answer that question. Honor your oath to the Constitution.
Oh.
This is a constitutionally protected activity. I'm in public, and you are harassing me. I know my rights, buddy. You're not going to come up here and bulldog me.
Yeah.
All right? So if you don't have reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime.
See his body language looking all around instead of looking at him. He's constantly thinking, trying to think of some way to get this guy.
Then you better change your attitude right quick.
Yep. Have a good day.
This guy.
Yep. Have a good day. You're not going to keep ignoring us, people. You're the public officials that are obligated to the obligee, which is we, the people, the benefactors. If it weren't for us, you wouldn't have a motherfucking job.
You're a heartless man. You lost your heart somewhere.
You know where we stand on terrorists?
You're a terrorist.
You know where we stand on terrorists? We stand on their throats.
Oh, you're a heartless man. You lost your heart somewhere.
You know where we stand on terrorists?
You're a terrorist.
You know where we stand on.
You're a terrorist. You know where we stand on terrorists? On their throats. It's because they consider anybody that they're afraid of as a terrorist. Because they're terrorized. It's fucking insane.
Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution. This is called the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and the treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary or notwithstanding. When they say notwithstanding, that means notwithstanding in law.
It means it has no standing, not withstanding. They pose that those statutes are withstanding, but they're not withstanding. They can only be implemented by contract terms and conditions. It's a requirement. If you don't have a contract with them, then you're not subject to them. They are.
Now, Marbury versus Madison, 5 U.S. 137. This is one of the leading cases in the history of the United States of America. Judge John Marshall, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. His opinion was anything that is in conflict is null and void of law. Clearly, he said that for a secondary law to come in conflict with the supreme law was illogical, for certainly the supreme law would prevail over all other laws. Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution. This is called the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and the treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary or notwithstanding. When they say notwithstanding, that means notwithstanding in law. Now, Marbury versus Madison, 5 U.S. 137. This is one of the leading cases in the history of the United States of America. Judge John Marshall, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. His opinion was anything that is in conflict is null and void of law. Clearly, he said that for a secondary law to come in conflict with the supreme law was illogical, for certainly the supreme law would prevail over all other laws. Article 6,
You guys know about that Constitution?
Well, I feel it doesn't apply to me, but whatever.
Yeah, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 14 tells us that Congress shall make rules for the government. That's not me. I'm not the government. I'm the overseer of the government that governs those that are needing to be governed. Very important to understand how that Constitution is written as a contract for those that are indentured under it by accepting it as under an oath of loyalty.
I would like to see your ID.
Oh, you'd like to see
I
it?
want to know who's got a camera in my face.
Jeff, he doesn't have to show you. He doesn't
I
have to.
said, did I say I'm demanding? I said I would like to see.
Right.
Oh, you can ask for ID. I'm not going to give you any
I
identification.
didn't think so.
No.
I'm not surprised.
See how stupid these people get? He's standing there demanding that he needs his ID, and this lady over here is telling him no, he doesn't need to. Well, I'm not demanding, I'm asking. Well, that's why she interrupted you and told you he doesn't need you, was because you fucking demanded it. They can't remember what they just fucking said. They're fucking babbling and don't even know what they say.
Why would I give you identification? Can I see your driver's license?
My identification's clearly visible.
Well, that's because you're a public servant. I'm not.
We'll talk about this later. Don't worry about it right now. Okay? It's under
Try to
control.
explain to him he gets away from the court. Go
Yes,
to the
yes.
place you want.
He can, as long as he's not, his recording is not facing the court, as long as, like I said, in the like.
But he wasn't cooperating. He was
Why did I cooperate? Why did I cooperate with her? What is?
Yeah, see, he wasn't cooperating. No, he wasn't cooperating with your illicit demands. You can't go around just assuming you automatically have authority over everybody. Got a goddamn badge. I got authority over everybody now. Well, if it's because of the badge, then how is it you got the authority? Isn't the badge that's got the authority? If that's the insanity you want to pose, then it would be the badge that has the authority. It's fucking idiotic.
A cop pulled this guy over and claimed he was speeding. Then he kept pushing and trying to get him to admit how fast he was going. But watch what happens when the driver knows the law, stands his ground, and refuses to state his speed.
So what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll it down all the way?
Because I don't
Why
have
don't you want to?
You
trying to be difficult?
I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?
Yeah, if you don't care.
What's the reason for stopping me?
The reason I'm pulling you over is speeding. You know how fast you're going?
I do.
How fast are you going?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, I got you going 87 in the 65, man.
I got this dash cam here, and it records my speed.
Okay, how fast does it say you're going?
I'm not going to answer that question, but...
Okay, so you don't think you were speeding?
I don't want to answer any questions regarding that.
Why not?
It's
not a huge deal, man. It's just speeding.
I get it.
If you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something, man. You know, you never know that. Anyway, man, just hang tight here, okay?
Sure. Okay.
I'm letting you off with a warning, okay?
I really appreciate
it. I'm letting you out with a warning. You're doing 87. Well, my dash cam here says otherwise, then you might be in trouble, you know? Yeah, we'll just give you a warning. Yeah. See, he's got to be able to tell his superiors what he was doing alongside the road when his GPS said he had stopped. So, and of course, he's got to come up with a ticket or a warning. So he give him a warning instead of the ticket. See, their system is very adept, and they do keep track of that stuff. They know where each one of those cars is and exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And of course, if they're out of jurisdiction and not within the patrolling area of their precinct, then they can get in trouble. Just for that. Go ahead.
A duty log, isn't it?
Right. And it matches up second by second, mile by mile, speed for speed.
What'd you do today to earn that money?
There's no need for you to put those on. You see your officer here is threatening to throw me out and get physical with me. I have not once escalated the situation. Yeah, you said you were going to throw me out.
See, and again, we got another beta cuck in an employment position with a woman as the alpha. You see the insanity?
I have not once escalated the situation. I've identified. No, I don't need any. I don't need any help. I'm just taking some pictures of building of the government.
Both times, an alpha female, unarmed, protecting an armed beta cuck.
In the publicly accessible areas of this building here. Okay. That's all. I'm working on a story. I'm a journalist. That's it. And I haven't bothered anyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. I've been very reasonable. I've identified myself. I don't know what else I can do to.
No, you're fine. And just so I'm clear, do you have any business with the VA today?
I have no business directly with them,
Okay.
other than
So you
asking
just wanna take some
questions. I'm just taking some pictures in the publicly accessible areas, man. That's it.
See, it's again one of the most prolific terms. Do you have any business? No, I don't. Be honest. No, I don't. I have certain questions, and I have the right to record my journey, so I may make a journal.
That's all.
You're good.
All right, thank you.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Sean.
Sean?
Yeah,
Okay.
my name's Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Did you
You'll
go
see.
through security screening?
I did. Yes, I did.
You have any
Of
knives
course.
or weapons or
No,
anything?
I went through the security screening.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, nothing. I obviously have nothing on me. I'm just taking some pictures, video in the publicly accessible areas of this building. There's no need for you to put those on. You see your.
See, he was getting ready to get hands-on, and he's the beta cuck.
But you notice she's the one pretty much directing things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just like the last video, she's the alpha.
Right. So I was furthering my research on that C.O.W.A.R.D.S, and it comes to find out there is an old organization called the Chicago Network that is all head women, heads of P.I.G.S.C.U.N.T.S, U.S. Bank, all P.I.G.S.C.U.N.T S, all the big firms. They're all in this group. There's Illinois Supreme Court judges there. There's all kinds of people in this tight little group that is above all these brokers. You believe that one?
Well, yeah, I believe they're all over the place. But again, it's a matter of going to the right place to get the right effect.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It seems the further I get, they jump to some other venue like an LLC or something, because there'll be one thing, and then there'll be the CFO and the president of this other company that oversees. So it's quite interesting what's going on inside government.
Well, yeah, and that's why I say you go after the surety company.
CT Corporation is called, and the CT actually stands for Connecticut, where they originally registered them, and that company existed from 1892 until now, still going. CT Corporations, that's the registered agent.
Yeah, but it's not the surety company.
No.
Yeah,
They're the registered agent, though.
Yeah, the surety, you would name them as a registered agent if you had a complaint, and you would make the complaint with the surety company that holds them as the registered agent. Yes, it's quasi-governmental corporations. That's what I was saying yesterday. It's all government is now militarized, and the United States is represented as a corporate entity, and then they have subsidies known as the state of Iowa, state of Arizona, subsidiaries, excuse me, franchises, whatever you want to call them. The United States is the parent company, and then the states are companies underneath them, and then each state, the residents are sub-companies under their contracting, subcontracting, it just keeps on going down the line to the guy at the bottom, taking on all liability for everybody above him. Fucking stupid.
Take this dog and put this dog on this course, that somehow I'm in breach of some, I don't like, yeah, what is the thing that I'm not allowed to do here? Because this is literally what I do. This is how I make the videos.
Go to the address, or you go to a park and meet them in the park, but not your address.
Can I meet them outside?
Trying to say he can't train dogs at his own house. He's got to take them out in the public to a park somewhere and train them in public. Sounds like a violation of private contract. Fucking morons.
Right?
Excuse me, officer. Are you giving me legal advice?
I just can't have them come into my house.
Not in your yard, not into your house.
What if they are my friends?
You're still doing training, right?
Are you telling me that I'm not allowed to give people information about how to help their dogs?
You guys catch that? See, like I've said before, I've got a right to freedom of speech and freedom of expression to tell people what I know. Now, in that, that's a singular right. But the people that I'm telling is much more numerous, and therefore that would seem to be logically a greater right, is other people's right to know. And this cocksucker sitting there saying, well, no, you can't do that. That's a violation of the First Amendment right there. And again, like Ramon said, what are you doing? Trying to give me legal advice? Fucking morons.
Are you telling me that if I take this dog and put this dog on this course, that somehow I'm in breach of some? I don't like. Yeah, what is the thing that I'm not allowed to do here? Because this is literally what I do. This is how I make the videos.
Go to the address, or you go to a park and meet them in the park, but not your address.
Can I meet them outside?
You can meet them outside, do the training somewhere else.
So I just can't have them come into my house.
Not in your yard, not into your house.
What if they are my friends?
See, he's trying to say you have to do it in public. Again, it's already a private contract, none of your business. And now that you found out, you're going to sit there and try to make it public business. Same thing with me and my companion having an argument. Somebody's trying to make our private contract a public business. Well, I assure you, she knows exactly what happens if that happens. She's on her own. She wants to have her private contract as public business. I guess she can privately contract in public all she wants. Just like the rest of the insane motherfuckers. And yes, she is right in the other room listening to me.
You're still doing training, right?
Are you telling me that I'm not allowed to give people information about how to help their dogs?
You can, but training in your yard is not allowed. To a fine print.
Training in your yard is not allowed. So again, like I said, he's trying to say you can't privately contract. You can't contract to do it privately in your backyard. It's fucking pathetic. We need to get together on this and understand what it means.
These cops pulled this guy over for
and learn how to enforce it, because we are the enforcers. They're never going to enforce your rights and liberties. You have to.
I'm open on anybody coming together and got any ideals on how we can, move something forward.
Well, that's what I'm working on with this indemnification.
I mean, I don't have a problem boots on the ground. You know that. So,
yep.
I mean, especially, I'd go probably hardcore if I, saw people had value in it and wanted to see this shit in their communities. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, it's like I said, if we understand the concept of indemnification and how we are the true owners, then that means we are the ones that grant to the trust and allow the formation of the trust for a beneficiary. So we are the mechanism in all of it. They are just the employee. That's it.
Correct. So I'm curious. Who do you think holds their surety bonds?
You have to ask them.
I know, and they won't tell you.
Well, that's why,
because I'm questioning that when I was looking into that whole CT corporations and all of that and breaking that down.
And aside from all of that,
formation of all of it stems through there.
And aside from all that, again, you have to go to the clerks. They're the ones that are issuing everything. They're the ones that have all the issuance authority and powers. They're the ones dealing with the surety companies. They have to tell you. They are the public servant. They are the obligated party to the obligee, yourself. And if you don't know how to express that and put your foot down, ask my companion. I'm swearing at these motherfuckers. I'm telling them, listen, you little motherfucker. I'm tired of your fucking ignoring me. And they're sitting there telling me, if you don't correct your language, we're going to hang up. Then hang up and see what happens. I'm telling you, you are the obligated party and you're dismissing the one you're obligated to. So fucking hang up on me. Well, what can we do for you then? What the fuck did I ask to begin with? I want the name of the surety company. I'm tired of this shit. It's time we put our foot down and quit being so fucking nice little beta cuck slaves.
But while this is legal, what followed is far from it. Watch the cops approach this guy, hands on their guns and ready to blow it all up.
Roll the window down.
I'm not.
Open the door.
No.
Open the door.
No. Why are you grabbing my doors like that?
What are you doing? Open the door.
No.
Roll down that window so he can talk to you.
My window is down so he can talk to me. It's not my fault he's scared to approach. You got guns. You got your hands on guns and you expect me to just... Nah, that's crazy. Nah, man. Y'all sitting here looking like y'all ready to shoot me. You mad because I won't roll the window down some more? Come up here. You just walked up here. Why is he scared to walk up here? That's bullshit, man. Get out of here. Now you don't got no problem walking up here.
What are you doing, man?
Bro, I was about to roll my window down and I sit there. You put your window down with your gun on your head.
How many times I asked you before I even went for my gun?
Is it a law?
Before I even went for my gun, like a guy not rolling his window down is a cause for you to go for your gun. See the insanity? It's fucking bullshit. It's time to stop, guys.
I believe you shared a video a while back about this dude that got pulled over, and he was carrying a firearm, and he basically told that police officer he wasn't having it, and that if he keeps his shit holstered, he'll keep his holstered. He's like, the officer was like, look, man, I don't want any problems. I'm trying to just get home to my kids tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we need is more men standing up and saying, listen, if you're going to put my life on the line, I'm going to put your life on the line. Because, see, I can't follow Jesus unless my body is a sacrifice. And I guarantee you, like I've said, you don't want to be my friend. I'm the guy that does walk around and I will hit you with a shovel. I will stab you in the back of the hand. I will do whatever it takes. I don't need a gun. I'm the most dangerous because you think you're safe because you don't see a gun.
Officer sitting right there that heard the gunfire.
Okay, listen.
Two of them.
No. Listen.
Yes.
Okay, let me...
Why do you think we're all out here?
No, listen.
We're not out here for our help.
Okay, but...
He thinks somebody got a call saying they were shooting guns off. And he's telling him, no, that's my car. That's my car. Watch.
We don't have a gun. This car are tested because we're going to bring to commerce.
Did it go back,
you
back,
want,
back, back, back,
yeah,
back,
you want to hear?
back,
You want to hear?
I do want to hear.
Yeah, because this is mistake.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
Whatever, listen.
Crank it up.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Stop talking, crank it up and show me. Because you know you ain't going to do it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
This is a mistake. You ready?
Good.
Sounded like gunfire to me.
I work in mechanic shop. So whatever you ask me, you hear I go.
Oh, now they're laughing. Now they're walking away and laughing. See, I'm telling you, folks, this is not funny shit anymore. They have no right to come up on you weaponized like that for bullshit that ain't real. They're fucking cowards.
They are that.
And that's not even the end of it.
I was just at the grocery store a few minutes ago, and they had when you walk out like at Walmart, they usually got their greeters there, but at the Kroger's they have LMPD, Louisville Metro Police Department. And I was kind of looking at him because I thought maybe it should have been a security guard or something. And I'm like, look, and he see me looking, and I'm like, are you actually LMPD? And he said, yeah. I'm like, wow, like a big body bruiser, tatted up, gang all militarized up and shit.
Yeah, these.
What the fuck?
That's where they get their egos. Some of them have that physique that they I don't know. I don't care. I don't know, but generally they use steroids and stuff. But you know, they get that physique, and that's part of that mentality that helps support that ego and makes him seem like all the more of the hero for the little boy that wants to grow up to be a police officer. It's all visual. Where if they knew the reality, they certainly wouldn't be choosing to grow up to be a police officer.
Say no. I don't hear goon.
You know, when you fired that up, I was standing over here. I puckered up, dude. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but
oh, it's no problem.
Yeah, the guy asking me, "Do you hear a shot or guns?" I said, "No."
I had an officer sitting right there that heard it.
I had an officer sitting right there that heard it. So I don't care what you say you heard. You heard wrong. You got to get out of your ego, boys.
Good citizen.
Good, Mr. American, good citizen?
Good citizen.
Good citizen.
There you go.
This is their policy? Okay.
I can see it.
Do you want to take a look at it?
No, thank you.
Okay. So you are going against the library's policy?
And against.
Yeah. Policy. I don't give a fuck about policy.
Sergeant, I would just make clear to you, just so you understand, maybe you can get a lieutenant or something, just to make sure, because I know what I'm talking about, and I know that policy does not.
Have it? You have it in writing? Or put
You,
it out?
do you have a copy of the Constitution here, ma'am? Okay, so you can hand that to the sergeant.
Yeah, in the library. Do you have a copy of the Constitution, ma'am? See, that's one of the greatest questions. I love it. You know, Chile has that pocket Constitution. I've got my own little pocket Constitution from the American Civil Liberties Union. I keep it handy all the time. It goes everywhere I go.
And she can look it over. And you took an oath. You took an oath to the Constitution, ma'am. It's the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights.
So let's print it out. Let's read it. And
that's fine. I mean, you can read it whenever you want.
Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3. Excuse me, Clause 14. Congress shall make rules for the government. So even your rules for the government, even the library policy, they don't apply to myself unless I am violating somebody's rights.
Have their own policies and procedures.
I'm sure they can have their own policies and procedures. Yes, I'm sure they are. But
that apply to them and their employees. You cannot govern the free people as customers that come in aside from the very fact of privacy.
Well, the policies and procedures would be for the ones that work for the American people, wouldn't it?
Correct. And so their policies apply to them, and they're supposed to uphold the rights that are not under those policies.
Exactly.
They don't understand that.
I'm not. They can't trump a United States Constitution. It's not bigger than the Constitution. The Constitution gives me the right to be here and film.
Okay.
I'm glad you got educated.
And then they just walk away. They just walk away. Where is the education beyond that? It doesn't go beyond that. They will turn around and assert that same policy above the Constitution again and again and again and again and again. You have to get rid of these people in these positions that are doing that.
Citizen, this is their
Good
policy.
citizen.
In this video, we're going to talk about this Hendry County, Florida deputy who was fired and now indicted by the feds for violently taking down this guy he had in his custody in handcuffs.
Former Hendry County Sheriff's deputy is now facing federal charges after the FBI says he slammed a man to the ground and then lied about it in a police report.
But I tell you what, when I watched the body camera, I was shocked and I was appalled.
Sir, I did not. Come on, bro. Bro.
Push up against me again, I'm gonna throw you back on this asshole. You understand?
No, sir, I understand.
Do you
that.
understand me?
I respectfully. respectfully. So
Former Deputy Williams grabbed the man by the shoulders and threw him to the ground.
But this isn't the first time that he was fired. He's actually been fired before.
How many times are we going to go through this? Where one department hires somebody that was fired from another department for going outside of their bounds of duties and violating the citizens, violating the people. How many times are we going to see the same thing happening over and over and over again? Because the same guy did it here, 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 and here, and he got hired by this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and they all knew it.
Bad as I hate to say it, some of them need a noose back.
Yep, absolutely.
Police officer.
I understand
have
that.
to ask you your name. If you give me false information, that's a crime. That's going to by arrest.
I know that.
Yeah, so if I give you false information, that's a crime, right? So if I give you true and correct information and you convert it to false information, that is a crime. I will get your ass. I didn't give you anything but a given name and a surname. And I told you where I went, when I might have been born. Now, if you put that down as a first name, last name, and a birth date, you're caught, sucker. You're caught.
The one thing that I experienced when I was recently placed in jail, the one thing that law enforcement or whatever absolutely hated about my recent interaction in jail was that I would tell them I go by Ramon. Oh, that's not good enough for us. You got to tell us who you are. I'm being honest with you guys. I go by Ramon. Yep. They hated it. They would not let me out until I fucking signed a piece of the whatever it was. And I even assigned on the bond.
Anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna sign anything for him anymore.
Yeah, I learned my lesson there. Yeah, I even endorsed and assigned the name that I use on that fucking bond, and they wouldn't let me out even then. Even after I had already posted bond on the money side, if I had a special assignment done on that document, they wouldn't let me out.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's why I'm posing this indemnification through the SEC that goes from the top all the way down. It should let everybody know it's not subject to intercept. It's in private placement. You're not able to solicit something that's not in the public. So you're basically hiding it. And so there's no intercept. There's no possibility for an intercept.
Are you telling me, are you ordering me?
No, I'm telling you, you have to provide a name that's accurate.
No,
so
but
you're telling me your name is good.
I'm not telling you anything.
You have to provide a name that is accurate. Accurate for what? Accurate for business? Because if that's the case, then you're looking for the legal name. Is it accurate for expressing the trust? If that's the case, it would be the all uppercase name. And of course, I would have to let you know that I'm the benefactor to that beneficiary. See, they have a big problem when they come up against me. I've done a little bit of educating myself, and I'm telling you, these people are motherfucking stupid.
They are.
Okay,
I'm not telling you anything.
What is your name?
But are you ordering me to give me your name?
Right now, you need to give ID to be in this building, yes.
You need to give ID to be in this building. Really?
To him, even.
Yeah, I don't know of any such law that says you're required to have ID. There is no law I have ever found that says you are required to have ID. Now, I see all kinds of policies that say you're required to show identification, but that could be private credentials. That could be third-party witnesses as a matter of two or more witnesses. See, and a notary will even recognize that.
Sorry, officer. I wanted to comply with the Paper Reduction Act.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got to comply with the Paperwork Reduction Act. I don't have any, I don't hold any accounts, anything like that. But what you can do is you can call the Social Security Administration. Here's the legal name, and they're the holder of it. They'll even give you the file number if they want. But you can't attach it to me because I know the difference. I'm the benefactor to that beneficiary. And if you change the Social Security number of the beneficiary to an obligor number, he's no longer a beneficiary, or it's no longer a beneficiary. Now it's obligated in a public liability capacity. And that would be a mistake.
That's why we have security with a
Okay, but I don't understand. If you can't get my idea, listen. I want to be reasonable here, but
You're
if
not being reasonable.
I'm
You're
trying
being,
to
you're being
be.
a problem.
But how?
Because you didn't sign in, you bypassed security.
I went right to security. I told him what I was doing.
Did he bypass you?
No, he's not the security guard I spoke to.
He's the front security guard. So,
No, there was another gentleman
I
there.
don't know what you're talking about. Okay?
So if you don't, I don't understand.
Okay. But
He was at the front security, yet he's upstairs. How's that so?
He was on lunch. He just explained it to you.
I'm talking to him. Thank you. Firstly, I'm going to say I'm a police officer.
I understand
have
that.
to ask you your name. If you give me false information, that's a crime.
If you give me false information, that's a crime. So if I give you true and accurate information and you write it down in a different way, that's a crime. You get it? This is what we're dealing with that trespass. They think they're going to trespass me. And like I said, I still go across that parking lot with impunity. They ain't done anything yet. I'd like to see them.
Yeah. Okay.
You come over here while recording. I'm going to arrest you for interference.
Yeah. Okay. You're a tyrant and a bully.
Have a good
You're a
day.
tyrant.
Thank you very much.
You know that? You're a tyrant.
I have two options for you.
Mm-hmm.
This signed order basically says, and the judge just told me on body camera, she wants you removed. Okay?
I need to be removed from the courthouse?
Yes. So you have two options.
Yep.
You may leave. You're free to go. Or we arrest you for interference.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Nope. You're free to go. Turn around and you can use that exit there to leave.
I'll go up the stairs.
Okay. Have a good day.
No problem. So I can't ask you
I'm
questions?
going to escort you, so we're going to go together.
Oh, so what can I ask you some questions?
I'm not
So
going to answer any
what's
questions.
what's the name of the judge?
I'm just walking
Are you exercising your Fifth Amendment rights, sir?
Yeah.
So what you're doing right now is escalating the situation.
I'm
Yeah,
just
just like you did
telling you-
before when you wouldn't identify yourself.
Telling you and I gave you my full name.
Yeah, after I asked you previously and you didn't identify
I'm
yourself.
sorry,
That's
I was
escalating the
moving on to
situation.
something else. I had
What
something
judge
else
told
to
you to
do.
remove me from the building under threat of arrest? Sorry?
Judge Picorni.
You.
Come over here while we're
So now we have them conspiring. Let's make sure we understand the situation there. Because when one cop goes and reports to a judge in a public building that somebody's recording and they're somewhere else in the building and that judge issues an interference order, how is that so? That's conspiracy. That's conspiring. That's conspiracy. See, the judge is a first-hand witness. And the officer, as a first-hand witness, is making a false claim against a benefactor. Let's make sure we don't forget that. These officers, these public officials, have to learn to quit treating we, the people, in the same capacity as if they were under contract with them. And the only ones that can express that is you. Go ahead.
I apologize. I have a terrible lag, so I am sorry if I keep cutting you off for the videos that
No, you're fine.
that you're playing. But how do these judges not know not to be giving orders out willy-nilly? Because I'm going to perform and you're going to pay.
Yep. And that's the importance of the indemnification. The indemnification is actually placing a contract that is usable if they violate their contract. Because now you've got a contract with them to hold them to that contract. And if they violate that contract, now your contract kicks in and the indemnification should be an automatic paycheck. Out of court settlement. Out of court settlement. That's what we're looking for. The last one I got here, and then we're done.
Do you have any identification?
Well, sir, I'm gonna ask. Can I get your name and badge?
I don't have a badge.
Your name?
Guy. And who are you?
And your name and badge number, sir?
Well, do you have any identification?
Well, sir, I'm gonna ask that you de-escalate.
Okay, the thing I'm talking about, you're on private property.
I'm not on private property.
Okay.
This is public. This is public property, sir. Can I get your name and badge number?
My name is Officer Claywell.
And your badge number, Officer Claywell.
22.
Great, thank you.
We were just wondering because you're walking in between vehicles that there's a lot of stuff been going on with people messing around with vehicles.
People have been messing around with your vehicles?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. People go on to public official parking lots and mess with their vehicles all the time. You see people messing with the police squads all the time, right? I mean, you can tell this is a police department, right, with all the police cars back there. And people go on those parking lots and fuck with the vehicles all the time, right?
Yes.
Well, brother, I've seen your little podcast thing, so I knew who you are.
What podcast?
Don't you do a podcast? Or something?
No, I don't have a podcast.
No.
You're a detective?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You have to calm down, okay?
He is calm.
No,
Please
he
stop
wasn't
telling him
calm.
calm down.
He wasn't calm.
I know you.
Do you have any identification?
So it's always about that identification. And what I'm telling you, folks, is that identification is false. That's a conference of a nationality of a United States citizenship claiming that you're running a business. And until you understand that, you're going to get caught up in it every fucking time. What do you guys got on the way out?
Well, I ain't got much. You going live again tonight, or you done for today?
No, I'll be back at 9 o'clock. We're going to do a second part on indemnification with Floyd, Fearless Floyd, and Pastor of the Way, and maybe a couple other guys. I'm hoping anyway. That's the plan.
All right. I'll try to be around.
All right.
I
We'll
appreciate it. I love all the conversation here. Everybody joining in and elaborating and loving it. Be the change you wish to see, people. Popularity
Absolutely.
without a positive purpose
Amen.
is pointless and valueless to life. Much love and many blessings.
Hallelujah.
Yep. Thank you, brother. Sir Greg says it's always about you, in quotes. And absolutely, you is the individual who owes a debt to the United States. The debt is the fact that they conferred a nationality as a surety, and it just needs to be qualified with an indemnification agreement. That's the debt. Anybody else?
I'm getting tired of this catalyst of this day and age. Oh, this day and age when people are around our police vehicles, this and that. It's like, oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
This day and age.
Yeah, this day and age is you've got people around your automobiles because you're fucking heathens, and you shouldn't be holding that weapon on your side. You should be in prison. Most of them.
Yeah, no doubt. And and apart from that, also it being, look, we didn't. There's really hardly any of the population has gone out of their ways to make your guys' job hard. It's always been, not always, right? But most of the time, it's completely one-sided. You guys are taking food and off of innocent people's tables, and then you're expecting for them to just continue being nice and kind, as if that uniform gives you status in the community. Well, certainly, I guess it does to those that love being that U.S. citizen. But to those of us that are starting to wake up and see it for what it truly is, we're questioning things, and they don't like it because it really shows the corruption. It really shows the tyranny.
Yeah, and it's astounding, and to me, it's sickening that we don't have more than what we do standing up, telling them, "Hey, this has got to stop." It seems like these people are only affected when they lose a child in an accident or they themselves get arrested for some bullshit. They don't want to listen to it any other time. And then when that happens to them, then all of a sudden they want to reach out and say, hey, can you help me? I mean, it's a day before court. Can you help me? It's not going to do any good. If I get this figured out and all kinds of people come screaming at me, wanting to throw money at me, here, I'll pay you to do it for me. I'm sorry, it's not going to work that way. See, I've already got my own source of money. I don't need your money. I've got knowledge, and that's what you need. That's what I'm willing to give. Do with it what you will. So
That's
anyway,
a hard pill to swallow. But thank
it
you for your
is.
time, man.
Yep, appreciate yours as well,
Thank you for
brother.
your time.
I always I love having people up. So keep coming back.
Thank you.
You got anything, Iman?
Well, the only thing I thought about is brother Tupac. A long time ago, he created this video, and he said, you know, we're gonna come in and we're gonna ask, and then we're gonna come back the next day and we're gonna ask again, and then we're gonna come back the third day and we're gonna ask again, and then we come back in a month and ask again, and pretty soon we're gonna stop asking. We're just gonna start coming in and taking our shit back.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's time to start asking if you haven't. And if you've been asking, it's time to start taking some action. Because if you've been asking, you should be asking other things along the way in research so you know what to do if they don't respond when you're asking. And that's what we're going through. That's the epitome of these now times, is that we ask and ask and ask and nothing happens. And so what's the next step? Well, you got to start learning how to do your research so you can ask questions that you already know the answer to, so that when they ignore you, you just go do what you need to do. So think about that, folks. And you guys know me. I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. That's to say, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. Make sure you let God bless you. And with that, I'm out. Have a good day. We'll see you guys